Okay, we're back. For some reason, my OBS crashed. That was really weird. I had to restart the whole dang thing. But we should be back now. If we're not back, oh well, I'll just die. But that means I had to restart the recording as well. Just more problems for me. Anyways. Guess where we left off? I'll do a quick recap. We're currently in the POV of someone named Shiki Yumeko. We don't really know too much about her, but we come here to investigate a certain incident, which apparently involves police. And we have an assistant named Kiryu Sodo, who's a psychic detective, whatever that means. He has some abilities that he can use. He can curse someone, which holds them down, allowing him to deal a fatal blow. A shagan, which allows him to see the face of a dead person, so that he can recreate it via sketching. And Feast of Shadows. Ability to create a domain which potency and range of certain types of spiritual abilities are increased. Only effective at night. Can create a domain of up to 1 kilometer. Let's see. It's like Fate Stay Night. Small shrine dedicated to certain Onmyoji from the Sengoku period. The Onmyoji is the ancestor of the Kiryu family. Let's see. He was born with an exceptionally potent spirit sense, catching the attention of legendary psychic Shiki Itensai when he was 8 years old. Itensai subsequently took him under his wing as his protege. Soto underwent rigorous training under his watchful eye. He was always quick to respond when summoned by his mentor's wife, Shiki Yumeko, and often supports her during her work. He has a keen interest in swords, extremely knowledgeable about blades from all countries and eras. Okay. Sword otaku. He's had his gaze fixed on the corpse ever since we got here. I suppose he's curious to know what led to its current state. Let's look at the corpse. I see. So this is the corpse in question, is it? Unusual is certainly one word for it. It's all dried up now, almost like it's been mummified. But apart from that, it's pretty safe to say this is a mermaid, right? Let's take a closer look at it. Whoa, let's start from tail to head. Tail to nosy. The body's lower half is identical to a fish's tail. If this was a fish, it'd be a pretty huge one. It would seem like the fish half of the body begins from the shoulders downward. All the mermaids I've ever heard had the fish half start from the waist down. If it is a fake, maybe whoever made it didn't do their research? Really? Several of the mermaids described in old Japanese legends only had their faces as the only human part though. Seriously? Guess that makes me the one who didn't do their research then. If this is really a corpse, I wonder when they died. I doubt their body would have ended up this desiccated if I'd been in the sea this whole time. Do you think there's a possibility that they died, shriveled up into a mummy-like state, then their body fell into the sea and got washed up here? It makes for quite the enigma, that's for sure. There's no sign of any external wounds. I can't see anything that could have at least caused their death, at least. As you can see, there's no doubt it has a human head. That's the main reason we went ahead and were treating it as a corpse. That makes sense. I can't imagine anyone would have seen a creature like this before, after all. If it really is a mermaid, wouldn't this be a pretty huge discovery? It's not the sort of thing we'll be able to make public, that's for sure. I don't suppose we have any way of confirming their identity? Their identity? Given the state of the body, it'd probably be difficult to confirm based on facial features. We won't have a chance using dental records. Though that would depend on if they've ever had a dental exam. I see. That makes sense. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards it being a fake of some kind. What do you think? It's true that many of the mermaid mummies discovered were ultimately found to have been man-made in origin. Oh yeah, I've heard of these. I've heard of these, like all sorts of things about these. Relics believed to be the embalmed or mummified remains of mermaids are reserved in temples throughout Japan. Several are said to bestow blessings such as eternal youth and longevity or sound health, treated as objects of worship. Mermaid mummies have been documented in other countries. In the 1800s, exhibition of mermaid mummies as exotic curios became a widespread phenomenon across Europe and the United States. Although these mummies were originally believed to be genuine, subsequent analysis revealed fibers such as materials in wood and paper in their composition, exposing them to be man-made. The revelation of these mermaids were man-made does not disprove the existence of mermaids, and debate on the topic continues even today? There's no way. You won't find me complaining, if it is. No need to investigate a fake corpse, after all. Maybe that's being too optimistic, though. We'll just have to see about that, won't we? When I first saw this expression, I thought they might have died in unbelievable agony. At the same time, I can't help but feel they look almost satisfied. Could just be my imagination, though. Satisfied. I guess that's all we can see for now. Okay, yeah, we did look at the corpse. Let's talk. So we know what the situation was when the corpse was found. I just got here as well, so I'm not clear on the details myself. But from the sounds of it, a local civilian happened across it about an hour ago, as they were passing by. They got us on the scene immediately, so no one else should have seen it. That's a relief. We don't want people working themselves into a frenzy over this. Where is that loco now? We got someone taking their statement in nearby police box. I'll let you know when we get more info there. Please do. If we really do have a mermaid on our hands, do you think all those stories about becoming immortal from eating mermaid flesh are true? Oh, so you're curious about that too, detective. Well, I don't know if I'd actually want to eat it though. Living forever doesn't necessarily mean you'll be happy, you know? Besides, I can't say I find the thought of eating meat from this thing all that appealing. I see. I suppose that's a natural response. But there are plenty of people who'd be interested in getting their hands on this corpse for that exact reason. I can see that. We might even have people fighting over it if it gets out. All the more reason to try to keep it hidden. Sure is a troublesome thing we've got on our hands here. It doesn't seem like it'd be that great to eat though. What is it, like mermaid jerky at this point? Okay, let's ask you. What do you think, buddy? Well, I think we have a decent grasp of the situation now. What's your opinion, Soto? First of all, based on the state of the corpse, I think it's safe to say this is another case of the curse of the forsaken fish. Some of the residual curse energy is still lingering around the body. Just as expected, then. I suppose it's no surprise. What was that just now? We'll try to explain our understanding of the case so far, Detective. I realize some of it might sound a bit absurd, but please bear with us. This corpse is neither fake, nor could it be called a mermaid. It's remains of a human, one transformed into a fish as a result of a curse. Oh, okay. What? A former human? And a curse too? It's pretty hard to know what to say to that. One thing's for sure, that's not going to fly in the case report by itself. Mind explaining it a bit more for me? Of course. Let's start with an explanation of our circumstances then. I'll let you handle the explanations, ma'am. I'll let you handle the explanations, ma'am. Of course. Leave it to me. In return, I'll be counting on you to handle the report. Oh, confound it. Why does he make that face? I was not expecting him to be like this. What the heck? That's really funny. I'm gonna take a picture. What the heck? He seemed like such a serious guy. It's kind of childish. It seems the time has come to explain our circumstances to Detective Ida. I'll have to make sure not to leave anything out. First, I suppose I should start with a brief explanation of the department I work for. Wait, aren't you part of some secret department in the security division over in Tokyo? Are you sure you should be telling me something like that? I'm not gonna get caught up in any troublesome business if you do, am I? Haha, no need to worry. I doubt it will come to that. Probably. Our work is mostly kept a secret, because it's something of a pain to find people who accept, let alone understand, the circumstances each time. But you've been very supportive thus far, so I can't imagine that will be a problem. Well, if you really insist, go ahead, I guess. As you say, my department is indeed part of the security division. Its proper name is the Paranormal Affairs Bureau. Of course. Hey Lou, thanks for the lurk. Welcome. Good luck with whatever you gotta do. Although officially called the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, commonly referred to as Paranormal Affairs. Okay. Deals with paranormal, right? Only 5 members, including the chief. Utilizes a network of psychic contracts across the country. Current chief is a man named Nakagoshi Kuiru. Very few have met him in person. It's said to be because he's the target of curses. There's people who theorize that he is actually not a flesh and blood human. His seat is usually occupied by his familiar, a Nue, a legendary creature found in Japanese folklore. The Nue resembles an ordinary white thrush and acts as Kuiru's messenger, leading to bizarre scenes of police officers earnestly reporting their findings to a bird. The Nakagoshi case serves as a code name to refer to cases under investigation by Paranormal Affairs. I see. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look up stuff in regards to the last game after stream because I don't remember anything. I see. That explains the bird imagery. When I think of Nue, I think of that tiger-looking creature from SMT. That was a new way, right? Definitely not a bird. Jeez. The Paranormal Affairs Bureau, huh? Though, if there really are cases of spiritual phenomena causing harm around the place, I guess it's not that hard to believe there'd be some sort of organization to deal with them within the police. Precisely. I'm glad you're so quick on the uptake. Well, after seeing that corpse over there, there's not much I can do but believe it, you know? Oh, does that mean you have some spirit sense? Some sort of psychic powers? Not to any notable degree, I'm afraid. As I mentioned, I'm primarily a housewife. If you ask me, I would rather sort this all out and get back home to my husband as soon as possible. Right. Soto here was my husband's protege when he used to work as a psychic there. He helps me out on any work I'm assigned to. I'm responsible for handling any spiritual work that comes up, yes? Spiritual work, huh? Hearing you say that like it's another job just really makes me feel like we're talking about another industry entirely. But if you really are just a housewife, Shiki-san, why are you working for a special unit like that? I know it's none of my business, but if your husband is a psychic, wouldn't all this be more in his line of work? True. Personally, I'd also rather not our roles were reversed. But there are several reasons why that unfortunately can't be the case. I see. I don't really know your circumstances, but it sounds pretty tough. Either way, I should be good to put this down as a paranormal affairs case, right? That should be fine, yes. You can leave the rest of the investigation to us. We'll also handle the report. More specifically, Soto will. His fucking face, dude. Really? Thanks. That's a great help. Not again. That's so awesome. Alright, so now we get information on her. Itensai Shiki's wife. Age secret. Although the very image of her fine lady in appearance, she has a surprisingly free-spirited personality. Finds anything she has no interest in to be too bothersome to take seriously. Utterly adores her husband, swooning in admiration whenever a topic turns to him. Also viewed with affection by her coworkers who call her man. One of the 5 full-time members. She lacks powers. She was chosen to be part of the elite unit, reasons only known to a handful of people. There was once one other member who had no paranormal powers to speak of. Tsutsumi Tetsuo. The two occasionally worked on investigations together. Yeah, that's the guy from the first game. When dispatched on assignments now, she always pairs up with freelance psychic detective Kiryu Soto, leaving all paranormal related procedures and often her much despised paperwork to him. Her husband is a psychic by the name of Shiki Tensai, and Soto is his cherished protege. Okay. Psychics / spirit sense. Various abnormal occurrences are collectively referred to spiritual phenomena. Okay. Harmful phenomena are called curses. It can be divided into 2 categories. Ones that occur naturally, or ones that occur from negative emotions. Creating a curse is quite difficult. There's a risk of the curse rebounding. The more powerful the curse, the more conditions. The ability to sense spirits is called spirit sense. Okay. Spirit sense is similar to a sense of smell. It's detected what feels like via specialized sense organs. Spiritual energy is unaffected by air movement, so it's not possible to use wind to drive it away. The ability to see spiritual phenomena is considered a psychic ability. Phenomena can occur regardless of one's ability to perceive them. I see. Can't compare strength, but you can grow tolerance to it. Oh, Glooby, welcome! Thank you so much for the raid. What are you guys up to? Kahayo! Hello, hello, Glooby and Glooby Raiders. Playing Dot Hack. Oh, I see. I remember you saying like you're too busy to play it. Did you like change your plans because of the recent news? Welcome home, Uberian. Thank you so much for the follow. Hello, gamers. I hope you guys had a great stream over there. Hope you had fun. What kind of game is it? It's like I guess like a JRPG. I've never actually like played any of the games. The most I know about Hack is like catching it on TV when I was a kid. Even now, the song from the anime still like is trapped in my brain. For some reason, it's like so unique, and it really like stands out to me. Decided to play it by myself instead of waiting to play with Lou. Oh, I see. So you're playing it by yourself. I hope that's been fun. One of the days I would like to try it, but I have a lot on my plate right now. And of course, if you need to head out after your stream and take care of yourself, no worries. So we're playing Paranormasight 2 today. Curse of the Mermaid. Something like that. It's an action JRPG. We spend most of the time in madness. I see. Yeah. Welcome in, Raiders. If you guys don't know who I am, my name's Art Sounds. I'm a live VTuber. I do the arts and make the sounds. And I've been getting myself more into horror games lately. This being one of them. Currently, we're investigating a certain incident that's happened. We found a corpse of a person who we have determined and we believe that is not a mermaid, but rather it's a person who got cursed in order to turn into a fish. So half their body is like fish-like. This game requires a lot of reading, so I'm just currently going through the information and paraphrasing. Yeah, Fish Gaming. There is like a diving mini game, which we played early at the start of the stream. I died immediately. Psychic ability is a special power to interact with or influence spirits. It covers a wide range of abilities. Peer to the future, capture images with psychic photography, or search for objects using dowsing. Individuals who possess such abilities are known as psychics. They may possess spirit sense but lack psychic ability, whether they are aware of it or not. They often fall victim to supernatural disasters or disturbances. So, yeah, I can show you guys a corpse. Ooh, spooky! This is what it looks like. So they have normally mermaids, like the Western sort of mermaids. The fish part goes up to their waist, but as you can see here, it goes all the way up to their torso. I doubt much time has passed since the victim succumbed to the curse of the forsaken fish. It would probably have been more difficult to determine the cause if it had happened a while ago. So we're currently explaining to this guy, who's a member of the regular police department, what our department is specialized in. They called in the Paranormal Affairs Bureau to handle this case. Let's talk about spirit sense. You know, I sometimes find myself wondering if I have a bit of spirit sense as well. There have been times I've caught sight of some strange things when walking down the road at night. The way they were just flew away. They're kind of like keeping things under wraps at the moment. They don't want it to get out. There's like a famous legend where if you eat a mermaid's flesh, you gain immortality. So they're worried people might go with a frenzy if the news broke out. Yeah, paranormal detective stuff is fun. And when I looked into it later, I found that the place I'd walked by had been the site of an accident or the like. Oh, that might be the real deal then. It's definitely a possibility. I would advise not getting too close to anything you see of that nature. It becomes easier for them to target you if they realize you're aware of them, you see. Jeez, what would happen then? I guess I'd end up possessed or something? There is that danger, yes, in the event you are possessed. You may find yourself afflicted by headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations. Memory problems and impaired thinking are also not unheard of. Ugh, headaches and muscle stiffness definitely ring a bell. I'm sure it isn't the work of some spirit. Do people have their personalities taken over when possessed too? It may be possible with spirits who had a very close relationship to their target, such as if they were siblings or were parent and child. But you almost never hear about people being taken over completely. The negative effects I just mentioned are primarily caused by the two parties not being in sync. That's good to know, I think. Even if a spirit were able to successfully possess someone, it would only be able to pressure them to behave in ways that wouldn't be unusual for the individual in question. I see. But in that case, there's no way of knowing whether you're behaving that way of your own will or not, right? Exactly. Hence the prevalence of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. Huh. So that's how things work here. As far as I know, I haven't been having any problems like that though, so I think I should be fine. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't say, but the point of view that we're taking is of this housewife here. We're currently talking to the police about what happened, and our assistant here is a psychic detective. Having spirit sense seems like it's more trouble than it's worth somehow. Still, I never would have thought that there's a curse out there that can turn people into fish. And it only half worked, so the victim ended up looking like a mermaid. That's bound to cause misunderstandings. The curse is originally meant to turn a person's whole body into that of a fish, you see. But the victim died before the transformation was complete, so it stopped before it could reach that point. The vast majority of the mermaids discovered over the years are either man-made fakes or victims of the same curse. I see. To be honest, part of me was kinda excited when I saw what it looked like. I thought that might mean that there are really mermaids out there, you know? Exactly like the ones you hear about in stories. I'm afraid we can neither confirm nor deny things there. I get why you're asking about the corpse's identity now. It's because you realize they used to be human, right? That's right. Very recently, too. The transformation likely happened yesterday. Or even earlier today. What? That recently? Someone could really end up in a state like this after just one day? They certainly could. Seriously? These curses sure are scary. I'll get forensics to take a look when they get here then. Please do. The investigator in question has worked on paranormal affairs cases before, so they shouldn't need any explanation. Alright. The case from yesterday. Great. That should save us from effort then. Cursed one day, a mummified corpse the next. Sure is a scary world we live in. So, does that mean that you came all the way to Mie Prefecture because you knew something like this was going to happen? Oh, that's awfully perceptive of you, Detective. I suppose you could say that, yes. At the very least, this situation hasn't come as a huge surprise. Ah, if that was the case. Oh! Unlock new chapter. Yumiko Shiki. Unidentified skeletons. I see. It was indeed, yes. Seriously? That does sound like a pain to deal with. I bet our chief knew all about this when he assigned me to the case. If it lessens the burden, you've been a great help to us so far, Detective. I don't mind occult stuff, so I've been asking all these questions out of curiosity. But it's probably best I don't get too involved in all this paranormal business, right? You must have had a good reason for keeping it under wraps after all. I think that would be wise, yes. Ma'am. What is it? Perhaps I could use my Shagun ability and see if it produces any results. Ah, that's an excellent idea. I almost forgot we had such a handy trick up our sleeve. Shagun? What does that do? Patience, Detective. You'll see soon enough. Right. There. It's done. Oh, so it went well, did it? Well done, Soro. What's all this about, then? Soro can see the face of the deceased from a piece of their remains, however small. He can then sketch their features based on what he saw. Ah, so that's how you got a sketch of the victim in that other case. An ability like that would be priceless if you could use it on the force, you know? Well, I hear it doesn't always work, so it's unfortunately not foolproof. So, what did our victim look like? Isn't that... That looks like Minakuchi Mare, the protagonist's mother. Okay. This one more. Wait, no. Is it? Her bangs look kind of different. I mean, people can have different hairstyles. I don't know. We'll see. About that, I think it might be faster to see for yourself. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, it is a different person. Okay. I was just really hoping that it was someone we already knew. This face. It's Somikawa. Wait, Somikawa? You can't mean. Have we heard that name before? Oh, that's the end. Oh, whoa, backwards. Yeah, that makes sense because this took place on August 7th. And these instances take place on August 6th. So it would be further down the timeline. Have we met a Somikawa? I think we have, but I can't remember whose story. We'll find out. Let me take a sip. It's not Michael Jackson. Shiki Yumiko arrives in Toba City, Mie Prefecture, to investigate the discovery of skeletal remains with her assistant, Kiryu Soro. Alright. I gotta get some dinner now, so I'll see you around, gamer. No worries. Thanks for stopping by, Gloopy. I hope you had a great time with your stream, and I hope you enjoy your dinner. Thank you again for the raid. Welcome, ma'am. I've been waiting for you. The site where the bones were found was a little ways offshore from this beach. You went ahead and started the investigation, I see. Thanks for that. Not at all. You clearing everything with local police meant all I had to do was arrive and inspect the remains myself. To get straight to the point, there is no doubt. Signs of a curse are clearly evident. Skeletal remains are tied to a supernatural incident. Seems I was right to trust my intuition on this one. Alright then, let me hear the full report. Understood. This is the town of Ichika, in Toba City. The area is a historic place known for its ama divers. Oh, I know it well. It's also famous as the filming location of one of Japan's most well-known monster films. What, is it? I wouldn't know about that myself, ma'am, but you seem unusually well-versed in that area. Those old tokusatsu films are the best. You should watch some for yourself, Soto. I've been meaning to watch Godzilla. I haven't seen it yet. I gotta see where it all began, you know? As you wish, I'll look into it. Will they tell us what movie it was filmed in? I'm about to look this up. Ichika Town is a fishing settlement located within Toba City, the eastern tip of the Shima Peninsula. It is said that the hollow in the center of the island was so reflective as to resemble a mirror, leading Yamato Hime no Mikoto, giving it its current name. Written with the characters for stone and mirror. Notable of the film location of first entries in Japan's most famous monster film series. Oh! Is it actually Godzilla or is it something else? I'm gonna look it up. Oh, they were filmed around Toba City. That's so cool. I wonder if that would be relevant. It originally sprung up as a castle town on Toba domain. The years following the Meiji era saw Toba flourish at the center of the Shima region. Famous for being home to the highest number of active ama divers in Japan. Okay. It's interesting that you can just like miss info if you don't like actually look around inside. I didn't use the vision ability last chapter. Should try to use it here. I planned to come here to Toba in Mie Prefecture together with Soto on another case. But the news of skeletal remains being found in the area caught my eye. They sent him ahead to investigate. As expected, it turned out to be the result of a curse. Oh, there's another typo. I wonder if the quick release date of this game has led it to have a lot more typos than usual. Luckily a troublesome one at that. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I see anything. A diligent and earnest young man, his mentor, my husband, has nothing but praise for his skills, so he has my complete trust. I know I shouldn't rely on him too much, but he's so good at noticing the finer details that I often find myself doing so. Alright, let's talk about these remains. To begin, shall we review the details of the case? Is that really necessary? Summarizing may help us notice something we missed. When a day goes past, I don't admire your diligence, Soto. My thanks. I'll strive to be brief. A few days ago, a fisherman off the coast here hauled up a long rod-like object. It resembled a human bone, so he notified the police. That was about 10 days ago. So he fished it up completely by chance. Following that, the police conducted an underwater investigation of the surrounding area. They discovered multiple skeletal remains in a fissure beneath the rocks. All the remains are already severely deteriorated, with each being several years to several decades old. As a result, forensics struggled to identify the victims. There was just too little to go on. Only fragments of the skulls remained, so facial reconstruction was apparently not possible. Hardly surprising in such a state. Still, with your ability, we hardly need facial reconstruction, do we? Indeed. I'll report my discovery shortly. Oh boy, what do they look like? Multiple skeletal remains found resting on the seabed. Something smells fishy, and I don't mean the bones. To be frank, I'd prefer to head home sooner rather than later. But it seems that won't be an option. You know, one possibility comes to mind. Will you humor me? Please, go ahead. I wonder if the skeletal remains could be the victims of the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster from 5 years ago. I was thinking that exact thing. But I feel like if, like I said before, if the characters come to the same conclusion this quickly, then it can't be true, right? Regrettably, this is not the case. Oh, darn it. I saw this coming. I knew this would happen. Please don't sound so defeated. Forensics confirmed 5 bodies in total. But they said that each had decomposed over a different length of time. Oh, meaning they didn't all die at the same time. Correct. The most recent appears to date back 6 years. The others go back some 10 years before that, and another 10, and another 10, and so on. So roughly 1 body every 10 years. Indeed, I imagine that any older remains may have simply decayed entirely. Which means someone's been using that fissure as a place to dump corpses for decades. But surrounded by rock, and with minimal currents in the area, it's unlikely they drifted there naturally. Had that bone not been fished up by chance, we'd never have known. In other words, it was an ideal site for quietly disposing of bones. What? Someone's been getting away with murder for decades? That's a bit crazy. That's a bit... So this was no accident. Someone did this. I imagine quite some resentment must have piled up over the years. Indeed. But I've already cleansed the lingering resentment in the area. Leaving such resentment to fester could lead to a curse manifesting after all. Efficient as always. My thanks. There is one more point of concern that all the remains have in common. Go on. Each body bore a clean, precise cut, clearly severed. Severed? You're saying they were sliced through the bone? Exactly. Each was sliced down through the bone, all with a clean cut as smooth as the last. Forensics noted that reproducing such uniform cuts would be extremely difficult. Even with industrial equipment, such precision would have been unachievable decades ago. One possible explanation is that a master swordsman, wielding a razor-sharp katana, cleaved each of them in a single stroke. Single stroke. This is why we got the katana otaku here. But how is it possible? What if the katana strike is also a curse, where it only kills, like, he used it on people, and it only kills them several years later? That would explain why they die at different times. Otherwise, I can't see it happening. Another idea I have would be like time travel or something, but I don't know. I don't know if this game is going to deal with time travel. Yes, well, that would certainly explain it. But warriors don't exactly run around with swords in this day and age. Which brings us to the possibility of a curse, I suppose. Correct. If the cuts were made by supernatural means, the rules change. As it turns out, there were traces of a curse at each of the severed points. It was just a matter of time until we found one. Also, for the briefest moment, I glimpsed a curse echo that looked like a warrior in armor. A curse echo in armor. Ooh. Judging by the crest on its armor, and given our location, appears to be a curse tied to the Heike. Right, the Heike. You are familiar with the Heike, I assume. Just tell me, man. The Heike? I'm not too sure. The Heike was a branch of the Taira clan, a warrior family who rose to power at the end of the Heian period. Yeah, I know a little bit about it from FGO, but I need a refresher. From their base in Ise province, they expanded their influence, reaching great heights under Taira no Kiyomori. But in their pride, they were defeated by the Genji in what is now known as the Genpei War. Ah, yes, of course, I knew that. The tale of the Heike preserved just how prosperous they were before they fell. Many who lived through the downfall carried deep regrets. Their resentment is especially persistent. Many traces remain even today, and they can be quite meddlesome. Indeed. You hear about it all over the place. I guess even by expert standards, it's quite the problem. Ooh. Heike Monogatari! Heike were part of the Issei Taira clan. Itself a Issei branch of the Taira clan, prominent samurai family of the Heian period. The Heike refers to the lineage of Taira no Masamori, Taira no Tadamori, and Taira no Kiyomori, one of the prominent samurai families of the Heian period, alongside the Minamoto clan. They were originally based in Kanto. However, following Taira no Masakado's uprising against the central government in 935, suppression at the hands of the Taira no Sadamori, the latter's son, Korihira, moved to Ise, where he came to wield significant political power. 4 generations from Korihira, Taira no Masamori consolidated the family's influence in Ise. His successor, Tadamori, was granted permission to enter the imperial court in 1132, attaining a rank equal to that of nobility. Tadamori's son, Taira no Kiyomori, further led the Kiyomori's promotion to Daijo Daijin, Chancellor of the Realm, the highest rank in 1167. 67? Okay. In 1180, Kiyomori's daughter, Noriko, married into the imperial family. Her son ascended the throne as emperor, enabling the Heike to consolidate their monopoly on political authority. It is remarked that all of those who did not belong to the Taira clan were to be considered people of no position. However, the golden age of the Taira clan did not last long. Stirrings of rebellion soon came to a head. Kiyomori died of illness in March 1181. They continued to struggle until 1185, where they were defeated in the Battle of Dan no Ura. Many of its members, including Kiyomori's grandson, Emperor Antoku, who was still a child at the time, were lost beneath the waves of Dan no Ura, burdened by unfulfilled ambitions. It is said that the Kusanagi no Tsurugi, one of the 3 imperial regalia of Japan, was also lost to the sea that day. Wow. Okay, swords might be really important here in this story. Yoshitoda Utagawa. In the Western Sea, the diving woman encountered the Heike clan in the depths of the water. Interesting. After their defeat, the surviving members of the Taira clan, now disgraced as fallen warriors scattered across the country, lived out their days in hiding. So, legends of Taira clan survivors persist in various regions across Japan. What's more, the katana that Curse Echo carried, I believe it may have been the famed blade, Nukemaru. Nukemaru? Yes, a blade passed down to the Heike, once wielded by Taira no Tadamori. I see. It would seem your love for swords has proved rather useful here. So what you're saying is that these skeletal remains were cut and killed by the power of Tadamori's curse? I can't say that it was Tadamori himself, but I am confident it was a curse from someone within the Heike. At the very least, it offers an explanation for those mysteriously perfect cuts. But the body's being dumped every decade. Surely that can't be the curse too, can it? Correct. I imagine that part likely involves further intervention by someone else. So this wasn't an accident by some spontaneous curse. There's a perpetrator out there. Indeed. However, I can't imagine any psychic with enough power to wield such a curse would dispose of bodies so poorly. My theory is that someone is using a cursed stone. They're killing through its curse. then discarding the bodies. Cursed stone? Like from the first game? A cursed stone. Think of it as a talisman that lets even those without spirit sense use the power of curses. They are created when intense resentment fuses with a suitable relic. That sounds dangerously convenient. There were a few incidents involving cursed stones in Tokyo last year, actually. Didn't you hear? Oh, now that you mention it, that someone rings a bell. Are they talking about the last game? Feast of Shadows. A spell that hides the potency of certain types of spiritual energy. I think they are, yeah. I forgot that that game took place in the 80s. So in short, whoever's behind this possesses a stone imbued with a Heike's curse. They use it to kill someone roughly every decade, dumping the body into the sea. Yes, that aligns with the evidence. Thank you for the summary. And now there's this cursed stone, imbued with the curse of the Heike. This whole thing is turning into quite a headache. Even with so little to go on, Soda deduced all this. Pretty impressive. I'll have to remember to give him kudos later. Now then, about those skeletal remains. Were you able to use your shotgun, Soda? Yes, I did. It only worked for the most recent body, though, the one from 6 years ago. By viewing part of its remains, I was able to reconstruct a portrait of how he looked when he was alive. Here's a copy. I've already provided one to the police as well. He looks so sad. Impressive. That ability of yours remains quite the asset. Not always. There are times when the vision just doesn't come through. It's far from infallible. Besides, there are those who could simply speak directly with the victim's spirit and ask who did it. Even so, none of these methods would hold up as admissible evidence in court. But as a lead in our investigation, it's more than enough. Excellent work. Thank you. We had the police compare the sketch against missing people from 6 years ago. But no matches were found. Darn. Would have made things much easier. Detective Ida is continuing the investigation. Ah, the detective with the local police. I've heard he's good, so let's hope he proves it. Yeah! Ida mentioned. Okay. Toba seabed skeletons. At least 5 bodies were disposed. Identities unclear. All victims were male. Each body was disposed at different times. Most recent body is 6 years ago, so it does not concern the Kamashima Sea case at all. The other remains shows signs of gradual aging, dating back to 30 years, more than 30 years ago. The presence of older remains has also been confirmed. They've been completely decayed. Impossible to tell how old they are. It's unlikely that they drifted there naturally, so someone has been dumping them there every few years. A very precise cut, like a blade. They were killed by a curse wielded by someone connected to the Heike. Say, Soto, that sketch of yours. Maybe we should show it to some of the locals. Ah, good point. Someone wouldn't recognize him if they were around here 6 years ago. If we can identify the victim, it could help us trace the one who used the curse. I guess we can't just leave things be now that we know there's a curse involved. Honestly, I'd rather not deal with it. There you go again. Are you sure that's something you should be saying out loud? Obviously not. I just want to get this over with and go home, that's all. Yes, we all know how much you love your home. I'm gonna have to keep clicking things because I don't want to miss anything. You can see the sea from here, all the way to Kamishima. Do you sense anything out there, Sharou? Yes, I do. The waters south of Kamishima saturated with the powerful presence of the curse of the raging waves. My nose is so stuffed. I feel like this always happens. Like, the more I read, the more stuffed my nose gets. I can sense it even from this distance. That's how strong it is. Is that so? Looking out to sea, I can't see a thing. I just hope this means we made it in time. Even during the disaster 5 years ago, the energy was never this overwhelming. The seal is broken. There's no doubt about it. So it's already broken. That isn't good. The sea still seems calm though. Does the storm not break out immediately? Yeah. Something seems to be holding it back for now. Oh? So there's a silver lining at least. It seems stable for the moment, but you probably have 2 or 3 days in safety. Then we've got a bit of breathing room. Perhaps there's still something we can do. Curse of raging waves. A curse that causes an outbreak of turbulent waves and violent storms. It's said that the curse was born from the resentment of the former residents of Taishima, an island once located to the south of Kamishima, after someone brought about its destruction. Some believe that several of the curses that struck Kamishima were actually caused by this curse, including the South Sea disaster. The person accused of bringing the curse to Kamishima was called the Raging Waves Curse Bearer, was shunned by the island's inhabitants. I hope we can do something about the curse of raging waves while still being held back. Yes, but despite all our efforts, we still haven't found a way to lift the curse. We still might have a struggle ahead of us. That's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? We have no idea what your ancestors' keepsake is either. I apologize on behalf of my family. Oh, ma'am, behind you. Behind me? No, I don't want to look behind me. Shut up. I'm concerned about the curse of the raging waves, but without knowing how to lift it, there's not much we can do right now. Having 2 or 3 days does give us some leeway. We can focus on this incident for now while looking for a way to lift the curse. No, no, no. What is it? Oh. Wait, that's that woman who died. Who's that? Just someone from town passing by? Ah, she bolted. Sharou, after her! On it. Hey, stop! Let me go! I didn't do nothing wrong! I've apprehended the suspect. Good work. Sorry for the rough handling. Mind helping us out a bit? Sure. What were you doing here? Why did you run? What? Don't get smart with me. You're the suspicious ones, sneaking around and poking into things. You think folks won't be wary with shady types like you wandering through town? Ah, I see. Sorry if we gave you a scare. We're with the police. Nothing shady here. You're with the police? Seriously? You heard about the skeletal remains found nearby, yes? That's what we're looking into. Shh. You don't look like police. Say, do you live around here? There's something I'd like you to take a quick look at. Huh. Do you recognize his face at all? We believe he may have been around here about 6 years ago. Huh? No, don't know him. I see. Then could you point us in the direction of someone who might know about people coming and going in town? No idea. Ask whoever you want. Can I go now? I've got nothing to do with this. Don't know a thing. Alright. Sorry for holding you up. We didn't get their name? What a peculiar woman. It was like her mind was somewhere else entirely. Well, either way, we should talk to more people in town. Agreed. Also, could you ask around and find out who that woman is? Of course. So we didn't, notice if she was cursed or anything like that? Maybe possessed even? I think Soto would have spotted it. Man, I've learned a few things. Excellent, let's hear it. Okay, this time skipped. We split up to ask around town. But all the leads I found didn't actually lead anywhere. I'm just not cut out for this kind of legwork. The port and town center are down that way, so this area is technically the outskirts. It's a quiet town, so a stranger loitering around here would definitely attract attention. That's a good point. He didn't so much as flinch at the thought of tedious door-to-door investigation. Not to mention he's good at it. Having him here is a huge help. Oops. About the woman. I also asked her about the woman we encountered earlier. Apparently, she isn't originally from this town. What? Okay. She was acting all like a local. So rude. Oh, is that so? Indeed. Apparently she wandered into town about 5 years ago. She's been living alone in a cheap rental apartment on the outskirts of town ever since. When she first arrived, she had nothing but an old wooden box, which she was clutching as if it was very dear to her. Nothing but an old wooden box. Sounds like a curse to me. Supposedly, she used to work as an alma diver. Around when she first moved here, she'd occasionally go diving for fish. But these days, she keeps to herself, and no one ever sees her diving anymore. No one really knows how she supports herself, and many of the islanders find her unsettling. Perhaps she fled from something and moved her life here. That was suggested, yes, but she's never spoken about her past, so no one knows for sure. Although, according to her landlord, she's never been late on rent. She's never caused any problems either. Still, it seems odd she gets so worked up about strangers coming to town. Doesn't seem like she's in any position to be worrying about that. You think she might be hiding something? It's possible. Her attitude changed the moment we said we were with the police. Perhaps she was keeping watch over the coast where the bodies were dumped, waiting to see if anyone showed up. Right. I mean, the most recent body is from 6 years ago, and she arrived in town 5 years back. The timing is rather suspicious when you look at it like that. We'd best keep an eye on her. Agreed. Were you able to get her name? Apparently her last name is Somikawa. I didn't manage to get her first name. Somikawa. Why does that name sound so familiar? You've heard it before? I think so. I can't remember where. But I'm a woman who cast off her past long ago. I guess I shouldn't let it bother me. Not this again. Let's leave any time-consuming background checks to Detective Ide. Very well. I'll inform him. Somikawa. Woman living in Toba. Occasionally does work as an amadai. No one knows who she is or where she came from. Arrived here 5 years ago, nothing but a wooden box. I'm gonna look through the characters again. See if you can see the Somikawa. Wait. Oh, here. It's the same name as Mare. They honestly look like they could be twins. If not the same person. Like, they look like they could be the same person. But I feel like people would make a much bigger deal about her if they were the same person. Both have the same last name. I knew I wasn't crazy. So this means that woman might have been marking us since we got here. It's possible. I apologize for not noticing sooner. Even a moment's lapse can expose one to a curse. I was careless, but I won't let it happen again. You can be cursed that easily. That's terrifying. What a world we live in. They say that she doesn't have psychic powers, but there must be something special about her eyes. Because her eyes are green. I feel like more people should point that out. I guess we only talked to 2 people. I showed the sketch of the victim to several townsfolk. However, it would seem that no one here recognized him at all. Unfortunate. I suppose chances are he wasn't from this area to begin with. Guess we'll have to place our hopes on Detective Ide then. You don't suppose we might be working with a bad sketch here? I also thought about that, but surely not, right? You needn't worry about that. I'm confident in the likeness. It should be a near perfect match. You're right. I'm sure it's close. Sorry for doubting you. That concludes all the information I gathered from my inquiries. That helps a lot. Thanks. Shall I summarize our next steps? Yes. I suppose we need to do something about all this. Let's see. Regarding the unidentified skeletons. Until we can identify the victim in the sketch, we have no other leads to move forward. I believe this is best left in Detective Ide's hands. Yes, agreed. And I think the same goes for that Somikawa woman from earlier. we'll have Detective Ide look into her. It's nice to have someone we can rely on. Agreed on that end, too. In other words, we can safely leave the skeleton case to him for now. Yes, though we should remain vigilant regarding the curse stones. Regarding our main objective, or the so-called Curse of the Raging Waves, without knowing how to lift it, there's not much we can do right now. I don't suppose there's a chance you'd be able to break the curses in brute force? You're quite good at that. It's certainly an option if the worst comes to worst, but I can't say I have high hopes it would work. I guess it would be more realistic to try to find some clues about the whereabouts of your ancestors' keepsake instead. Indeed, it is said that item may hold the key to lifting the curse of the raging waves. But even the location of the map pointing to that keepsake has unfortunately been lost to time. Although the map was said to be hidden inside the model of a mermaid mummy. One rumor says it was sold overseas during the Edo period. Doesn't sound promising. If we can't find it, I guess we're back to trying to break the curse with brute force. But to even consider that route, we need much more intel from the island. Which is why we need to head to Kamishima. At the very least, advise the locals to evacuate. Yes. Hopefully someone of influence there will believe us about the curse of the raging waves. Huh? Is something wrong? Oh no. It seems that one of the islanders I spoke with seems to be calling me over. Something may have happened. I'll go find out. Please do. Ma'am, what was it? The person who called me over shared a new piece of information. We were told to keep it secret, but opened up since we're with the police. Go on. Earlier this morning, down by the shore, they apparently found something that resembled the corpse of a mermaid. A mermaid? Really? That same person reported it to a local authority. It was immediately ordered to tell no one, not even the police. Wait, that means she only died in it's only been a couple hours since she died. We met her, and then she immediately died right afterwards. You're kidding me. The local authority then contacted an unknown individual. Soon after, someone came and secretly retrieved the mermaid corpse. That couldn't be more suspicious, could it? Exactly. They're uneasy about the whole thing, which is why they confided in me. What shall we do? Did they describe what the mermaid looked like? Yes, they said from head to shoulders. It was human. But below that, entirely fish. So it's not the classic mermaid from fairy tales, it would seem. Only the head was human. They also said it was completely dried out, almost mummified. The face was unrecognizable. But they thought it resembled a local ama diver named Suma Tamiko. Okay, I don't think we met that person. Okay, so never mind. This is unrelated to the later mermaid that we found. What? Apparently when she went diving alone this morning, hasn't returned. That's likely what worried the witness the most. It is troubling. Damn it, just what we needed. More things to deal with. First things first, let's deal with this mermaid story. Come on. Alright, so continue. I've gone, way off the original path, which is kind of interesting. I'm not even bothering with Mina Kuchi's story. A mermaid corpse has been discovered on the beach near Ichika town. While Yumiko and her partner are investigating its whereabouts, they run into an important local figure. We haven't met this guy yet. Alright, let's find out. Date unknown? Well, we know what day it is. It's like directly in between the recollection and whatnot. Yamashina-san, thank you for agreeing to meet with us on such short notice. I understand you're a busy man. Not like I have much choice when it's some bigwig from the prefectural police badgering me to do so. So you're Shiki from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. Security Division, was it? And here I thought you were just some housemaid. You're sure you're from the police in that getup? Well, I am primarily a housewife by trade, but that's hardly important right now. You're also known as the Unkakudono, I believe. Unkakudono, I believe. After hearing so many rumors, it's an honor to make your acquaintance. Rumors, eh? Yamashina Yoshiatsu. Occupation, tycoon. 70 years old. Owns multiple companies and swaths of land. Okay. Born in the Taisho period. Unmarried. Came into business during the Edo period, traveling from town to town selling talismans, other items to ward off evil spirits. During the Meiji period, the business expanded to trading, became a prominent contributor to the development of the region. Born to the heir of the Yamashina family business and the daughter of a noble family, Yoshiatsu grew up in an affluent environment, where he received a thorough education tailored to gifted children. Following the end of the war, Yoshiatsu inherited the company assets in his 30s. Proceeded to buy real estate and stocks, made him extremely wealthy. Keen interest in investing in young people, including Wakamura Shinobu. Okay. Those who revere him call him Unkaku Dono, a title that invokes a figure elevated above the clouds. Always shown a strong attachment to wealth. Partakes in illegal activities such as donations, tax evasion, insider trading, media control. Okay. Many of his beneficiaries has fallen into bankruptcy or been arrested. Yamashima himself is unconcerned. He surrounded himself with many followers, both publicly and privately. A few years ago, he began to seriously consider the issue of his successor. He began to develop a keen fascination with immortality. Oh, I see. Yes. I hear you've been doing some under-the-table research into immortality. It's always as if, like, we just read that. And? So what if I am? Well now, I wouldn't have expected you to be such a dreamer, but it does make you just a bit more relatable. Huh. Can laugh all you want. What's it got to do with the police anyway? It seems on this particular occasion, there's quite a bit to do with the police, unfortunately. You don't say. Oh. What if he's cursing people that turned into mermaids so that he could eat them? That's my thought. After looking into the corpse of the mermaid found earlier this morning, it seems highly likely that it was taken into the custody of Yamashima-san. He's quite the big shot around here, with both plenty of weight to throw around both politically and financially. Of course, all the police know of him and of his moniker, Unkaku Dono. We had to get one of the higher-ups to act as an intermediary to even get a meeting with him. Personally, I'm happy as long as we can get the mermaid corpse back from him. Although I certainly won't complain if he can tell us anything about the curse as well. I hear he's quite the curmudgeon, so we'll have to watch our step when dealing with him. I just want to do this. Eventually, well, oh. What is that? Is that a sticker? Like in the first game, they had stickers, right? Splendid gardens all fall within the grounds of Yamashima's Issei City Estate. Part of me wonders why he needs to have so much space when he doesn't have a family. But I suppose he has an image to maintain. I'm wondering if there's like he has a secret heir or something. Like a secret child. Mockingbird number 9! Oh god, number 9. We've only found one. Mockingbirds. Popular bird mascot stickers pop up everywhere. Nobody knows who the artist is behind the quirky, rough and tumble birds or world of show next. 2 upon discovering a mermaid. Aboard the Scion Maru. Oh. Behind Sodo in Ichika town. A bunch of these are on the seabed as well. So I guess they tell me if I've seen one before. Now I want to look for it. What if I just say it to you and go look for it? What's the zoom? Oh, we can choose. Oh, hold on. Zoom feature is quite useful. It even tells you what you've seen before. Okay, let's look for those mockingbirds. Skip forward a bit. Oh, they restarted everything I've seen. So I don't have check marks. Oh. Mockingbird number 8. The fucking music, what the fuck? Doo 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 doo. Is that a kazoo? That's fun. Okay, fun seeing a mermaid. So that would have been here. How could I miss this one, though? Apparently there's one behind. Oh. Mockingbird number 2. The Turninator. And the Seabed. I'm going to ignore the Seabed ones. Tit for tat. Kiting Killer. Behind Soto and Ichika Town. So let's go there. It should be here. Oh, here. Bird number 13. Alright, got them all so far. Maverick Manor. We'll deal with the underwater ones later. Get back to the story. Actually, can I did save, right? Okay, so we can, good. We can skip a little bit. I'm gonna go take a quick break. It has been a while. Almost 4 hours-ish. So, take a break, stretch my legs and stuff like that, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay. See ya. Okay, we back. Everyone had a great break. I took a little bit longer. I was scrolling Twitter. I saw the Steel Ball Run dub trailer. I had to listen to it. I had to check it out. The voices sound great. I'm really looking forward to the anime. Can't wait for when that comes out. That's gonna like take over my life. Steel Ball Run is probably my favorite manga of all time. Nothing holds a candle to it. So I'm excited and also scared to see them adapt it. I think Diego in particular sounds really awesome. There's so many people complaining that he doesn't have the same voice as Dio. He's not supposed to have the same voice as Dio. They're two different people. Like, I wish people could just understand that and get over it and stop harassing people because of it. Anyways, enough about that. Back to Paranormasight. We gotta interrogate this evil rich man. Apparently he's harboring a mermaid corpse. This is Yamashina Yoshiatsu. He's a tycoon with multiple properties and companies to his name, mostly based here in Iseshima. He's been long rumored of being involved in various shady dealings. Special Investigations has had an eye on him for a while now, but they haven't managed to find any concrete evidence so far. It seems he has a knack for pinning the blame on his subordinates, before finding a way to slip away. Needless to say, he and the police are quite familiar with each other by this point. Though I don't doubt he has local police chiefs and politicians under his thumb behind the scenes. There's no need for me to get involved in all that. I'll be satisfied as long as I can get the information we need from him. Apparently he wears that crested hakama every day. Not exactly casual wear for most people. Wearing something like that in this summer heat, that's commitment to keeping up appearances. I'll get straight to the point. I believe you took a mermaid corpse into your possession this morning. What? That corpse is linked to an ongoing case. We came here to ask you to release it into police custody. No idea what you're on about? Of course, you will get something in return. We have some information I'm sure you'll find quite profitable in exchange. Like I said, no idea what you're on about. If that's all you came here for, then scram. Oh, pity. I really thought you'd be interested in what we had to share. Assuming you really are interested in immortality. Well, I suppose we barely know each other. It's only natural that you'd be wary of our intentions. What do you say to a little chat to get to know each other better, Unkadono-san? There's one thing I should warn you about. Eating the flesh of that mermaid you found won't grant you immortality. Huh? And what would you know about that? Well, you know, one hears all sorts of things in this day and age. I don't know where it came from, but there seems to be a legend that eating mermaid flesh will grant one immortality. All I wanted to say was that it's just that, a legend. There's no basis in reality at all. But how can you be so sure? Just think about it. If that legend were true, wouldn't it be strange that no confirmed immortals have ever been found? Yeah? Who's to say they aren't just living in hiding? The legend of Yao Bikini is passed down in over 100 places across Japan, yet not a single verifiable immortal has even been found out to show for it. So you mean to say all those legends were fake? Please. If even just one of those tales is true, there's always a chance there's an immortal hiding away somewhere. I see. You really are quite the dreamer, aren't you? It's funny because her name is literally Dream. I figured you weren't you were trying to bluff me out of that mermaid corpse for some reason or other. But now I'm sure of it. That thing's hiding some sort of secret, isn't it? Something you don't want me to find out. So admit you had the mermaid corpse in. This guy's kind of a bad liar. He's so quick to react. It's a wonder that he's gotten away with so many crimes. Oh, don't worry. We assumed as much from the start. If I'm not mistaken, that mermaid was in sort of a mummified state, no? I doubt you'll be eating it as is. Surely there is no harm in handing it over. So you can hog it for yourself? You won't fool me that easily. You don't think that a rare specimen like that ought to be placed in the care of a proper research institute? I'm saying I'll get a specialist research institute to study it. Problem solved. I suppose so. I'll make sure that mermaid gets studied properly. Don't you worry about that. Oh, they're not giving me the check mark on it. It's kind of annoying. So he's already had the corpse dissected. That makes things a bit more difficult. Not that the dissection itself would have told me anything. Would have come across as a little more than a cheap fake at best. That means he'll likely dispose of it, robbing us of our lead. I'd rather avoid that if possible. Is our only option left to tell him the truth about mermaids? Let's try to get more information out of him first. Oops. Let's ask him about himself. I hear you've been putting up quite a bit of effort into training up the younger generation recently. What's your take on today's youth? Useless, a lot of them. Bunch of pushovers that have let all this new generation tripe go to their heads. We're the ones who built this country back up after the war. But they're out there strutting around like they own the place. Far too big for their britches. My, what a scathing review. Would our resident member of the new generation like to comment at all? Please don't call me that. I hear you've been searching for a successor, though. Given your strong opinions on the matter, I take it that you're struggling. Though I can see why that could lead to a desire for immortality. After all, there's no need to cede your legacy to someone else if you can remain at the reins yourself. That might be true when I started my research. Oh, I take it that isn't the case now. I'm no spring chicken. The thought of living for hundreds of years like this ain't exactly appealing anymore. Don't see much point in immortality if I'm already long past my prime. Well, that certainly is different from the rumors. My apologies for jumping to conclusions. You have my wholehearted agreement that immortality doesn't necessarily bring happiness, though. Let me clear up one more thing while we're at it. I've already decided on my successor. Oh? Turns out the perfect candidate was right under my nose the entire time. I haven't told them yet, but they're a sharp one. They'll do a fine job. Is that so? I'm glad to hear it. I suppose that would mean that you no longer have any need for immortality then. Who said I wasn't still interested? It simply has nothing to do with my successor. I still intend on continuing my research. For medical advancement, if you understand. Think of it as doing my bit for society. You lot are always quick to assume the worst of whatever I do. How about you mind your own business for a change? Well, there's not much we can say to that. We'll try to be more discerning from now on. Is the immortality for his successor then? Someone young? I've already chosen my successor. No need to harp on about it anymore. Already written out my will and passed it off to my lawyer. And be sure to let your friend, the police, know too. Perhaps he isn't as fixated on immortality as I thought. That leaves us in a rather unfavorable position. How should we approach this now? By the way, you're obviously not some run-of-the-mill cop. Who are you? Why, I believe I mentioned it when I introduced myself. I'm just a simple housewife. A likely tale. Was that fellow next to you's got a strange air about him. He's no ordinary person, is he? My, how observant of you. I suppose you could say that, yes. Doesn't take a genius to see it. One of them phony psychic types, eh? Phony. I had a nerve, did I? There are far too many of your kind around lately. Cozying up to those in power by feeding them a bunch of nonsense. Lies and cheaters, all of you. You seem to have quite the chip on your shoulder about this, Yamashina-san. Don't know if it's because of this occult craze going around. I've seen far too many folks get taken in by that tripe. Occult craze. Spiritual phenomena. The supernatural. Aliens. Cryptids. Lost civilizations. Extrasensory perception. The list goes on. Such unexplainable phenomena are quick to take their life on their own. Nessie, Tsuchinoko, Hibagon, Kuchisake Onna, Hanako-san. Only a few examples of the stories that captivate the public's interest. Magazines specializing in paranormal phenomena continue to thrive with no end to the craze in sight. Yep, there are a couple talking from the first game. That Wakamura on Kamishima is one of them. Let's talk about a waste of potential. Oh, so his successor is not Wakamura. Okay. Wakamura. Who might this Wakamura be? Wakamura is one of my protege. He's the one currently in charge on Kamishima. We used to have high hopes for that one, but that changed when you come under the thrall of some phony sorcerer in Tokyo. A phony sorcerer in Tokyo. You heard right. Since then there have been no end to this nonsense. Buying properties out in the mountains, changing company names, all because of something this sorcerer whispered in his ear. He even told me the layout of my house was unlucky, and tried to get me to renovate the place. Just recently he was going on about some curse causing a big storm. That sort of rubbish. A storm caused by a curse, you say? He even said the storm 5 years ago was caused by the same curse. He was trying to wheedle me into helping him find some way to stop it. Well, I'm done with him and his ramblings. Man's clearly a lost cause. He'll be coming over here tomorrow morning, but I'm thinking it's time to have someone else take the reins over on Kamishima. I see. So even though you believe in immortality, you refuse to associate with anything to do with the occult. And you do? I figured someone claiming to be a cop would have more sense than that. How are you meant to solve crimes if criminals can just pull out curses left and right? You won't find me disagreeing there. So what exactly has this Wakamura been saying about this curse? Hell if I remember. Why don't you go ask Kamishima? Why don't you go to Kamishima and ask the man yourself? Maybe you will. Thank you for the information. Okay, so that explains why they were in Kamishima looking for Wakamura. Let's see. Is there anything you can tell us about the phony sorcerer this Wakamura is so devoted to? Wakamura went on about how there's some big shot who appeared on television. I never heard of them. As I said, just ask him yourself. Of course, we'll be sure to do so. Can't say I care about much who you are anymore. You're going around with some phony psychic tells me all I need to know. How dare you? Soto, calm down. He can think what he wants. By the way, you're quite well connected around these parts, if I'm not mistaken. Huh? This doesn't have anything to do with what we came here to talk about. But I was wondering if you happen to recognize the person in the sketch. It seemed he lived in the Iseshima area around 6 years ago. Nope, never seen him. I assume you heard the news about the old human bones found on the seabed? This is a sketch of one of the victims from that case. You sure you have no idea who it could be? First I've heard of it, actually. Got no interest in things that have nothing to do with me. I don't know, that seems suspicious to me. The way his face scrunched up, and now he's not looking at us when he answers. Back to mermaids. Oh wait, before we do that. Okay. How about this then? If you agree to give up the mermaid, we'll tell you what we know in return. For someone who doesn't seem to believe in the occult, you seem awfully fixated on this mermaid and immortality. Which suggests to me you found something you consider quite conclusive. True. Yeah, why does someone who hates the occult so much believe in this immortality thing? Bah, what are you on about? Well, I happen to know a bit more about mermaids than most people. Ma'am, are you sure? It's fine. I had the opportunity to do some research into them a while back, you see. I don't say. And? Well, mermaids do indeed have the ability to grant a human immortality. I knew it! More precisely, individuals granted immortality in this way are known as 800-year immortals. So they have a lifespan of 800 years. That's right. As the name suggests, they gain 800 years of remaining life. During this time, they won't age a day. And even if they die, they'll resurrect immediately. Sounds like a real blessing. No, I'm afraid it's anything but. One who defies the very laws of nature like that is no longer human. They're an anomalous being that should not be allowed to exist. As such, our position requires that any such individuals you find are dealt with as swiftly as possible. Indeed, this immortality was originally a curse mermaids placed upon humans. Ah, okay. A curse. Immortality is neither a blessing nor a salvation for the living. It's a curse that robs them of the ability to die. None of those who have become 800-year immortals have found happiness. Not one. It renders living among other humans impossible. It makes them an outcast from society. Of course, there are a few years at first when life will be tolerable. But after that, every meeting ends in parting. You outlive whoever you love or are loved by. Even if you find acceptance, it will only be for a time. You will always be shunned eventually. You will experience this over and over for 800 years. 800 years unable to die, with loneliness as your constant companion. This is why many see no other recourse than a life of monastic seclusion, just as Yao Bikuni did. I suppose that makes sense. Still, There will always be those who seek immortality. Always have, always will be. You think so? I, for one, struggle to see the appeal. Wait. Her age is secret. What if she's an 800 immortal? That would also explain why she's given, this position into paranormal affairs. Maybe she knows firsthand what it's like. In any case, there are certain conditions that must be met for this curse of immortality to be effective. Eating mermaid's flesh alone isn't enough to make you an 800-year immortal. Oh? And what exactly are these conditions? Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not aware of the specifics there myself. Okay. 800-year immortal. Someone who ingests part of the body of a mermaid and meets certain conditions will be cursed. Once cursed, the individual's own body is lost, or provisional body is reconstructed using parts of the mermaid ingested. Their soul is transferred to the body, which they are able to control as if their own. Their consciousness providing over both the soul and body from the head. As such, they could be considered more spirit in nature than human. If the individual is fatally wounded or contracts an illness, their body will instantly be restored to its default state. In the event they lose any body parts, their heart will treat the largest remaining part of them as their main body, regenerate any lost parts from there, with the removed parts vanishing. This even occurs if the lost body part is the head. These individuals heal from non-fatal wounds only slightly faster than their bodies would be capable of naturally. Okay. So it's not like instant healing. These people feel physical sensations and pain to the same extent as they would have in their original body. It's hard to tell if you're an 800-year immortal unless you die. Okay. Due to the individual's original body being lost, not even the mermaid responsible for the original curse is able to dispel it. I see. So that's why they get a new body instead of the old one, so that the curse cannot be undone. I see. I was wondering about that from the start. That's fucked. Okay. But I can say this much at least. The mummy you have in your possession is no mermaid. Huh? Bullshit! Ain't no way that's anything other than a mermaid! What I mean to say is that mummy is a different being from the mermaids who wield this curse. Not all half-fish, half-human beings are mermaids, you see. In fact, calling them all by the same name is what leads to mishaps like this one. Say what? You can tell me that's not a mermaid? That real mermaids are a completely separate thing? That's right. Which is why I can say with confidence that eating its flesh won't make you immortal. Huh. Sounds like you weren't bluffing after all. So what is that thing then? There's gotta be some reason you're after it. I imagine that even if you had it dissected and examined, all results would point to it being just a mass of fibers. In other words, nothing more than a man-made fake. There's a very good reason for that, you see. That mummy is merely the corpse of an average human, twisted beyond recognition by the curse of the forsaken fish. What? Another curse? Another curse wielded by mermaids as it happens. That would be the remnant of someone who died under it. It also happens to be the same curse responsible for the mermaids found every few hundred years or so across the country. You can see now why I'd rather you handed the mermaid over to us. The poor soul deserves a proper burial, same as anyone else. Surely even you're not so hard-hearted as to deny them that? Curses this, curses that. It's all a bunch of hokum, if you ask me. That said, the report I got from the research institute earlier said exactly the same thing. Oh my. I take it you already had the mermaid dissected then. They said it was likely a fake, but I asked if I wanted them to keep going anyway. I told them to keep at it, but... It should be clear now that you have nothing to gain from researching that corpse. Least of all, information on immortality. Won't you consider handing it over? Of course, we could always take you on in charges of abandonment and desecration of a corpse. Alright, have it your way. I'm so glad you come around. Thank you for your cooperation. She's so powerful. I'll give you the damn mermaid, but in exchange I want you to tell me one thing. What is it? You say there are real mermaids out there. Well, where are these real mermaids hiding then? I suppose you could call it the eternal world. The eternal world? Yes. Mermaids are not creatures of this world, you see. Their original home is Ryugu, the domain of the sea god. Ryugu, how do you get there? I'm sorry to say that Ryugu's doors are only open to the dead. Going there is impossible for a living human. You claim anything with a fairy tale like that. Oh, sounds like hokum. That said, the entrance to Ryugu is said to lie somewhere in the Issei Sea. There have been numerous sightings of mermaids crossing over to this world in the area's long history. Which is why Issei Bay has its share of mermaid legends too. Now that you mention it, I have heard one of those stories too. Some old tale about mermaids being found on some long-lost island called Taishima, or like. What? Wait a moment, where did you hear that story? Ha! Caught your interest, have I? Looks like the story has a merit to it after all. I was simply surprised, that's all. It's not a name I've come across in any historical records. Taishima mentioned. Located south of Kamishima. Sometimes known as Taishima, or the Lost Island. No official records remain. The island was besieged by someone 400 years prior. Curse of the murdered islanders caused the entire island to sink. This is something I heard from one of the youngins I have out there looking for mermaids. I see. Sounds like you've got a capable young hand. I don't suppose it'd be possible to meet with this individual. I wonder if it's Shotaro. Nope, not happening. Unless you're willing to spill the beans on everything you know about mermaids. Every last bit of info. Maybe, just maybe, I'd consider it then. It's clear you're no ordinary housewife, after all. Not interested? And this meeting's over. I'll hand the corpse over to the police as promised. I don't think I've given up on mermaids or immortality. If they really exist, I'll find them and make them mine! Ha 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 ha! Damn it. Or at least you got the corpse. Oh? I guess this is where we go talk to Wakamoto. Hey there, you two. Sorry for calling you out here when you're so busy. I figured it'd be best to give you the rundown on our findings as soon as possible. It's no problem. Go ahead. Okay. Take a quick look around. Any stickers? There's a guy here. Another guy there. No stickers. Let me check the files just in case. Board the Sayonmaru. Oh no! The mockingbirds are not save wide. I have to restart the chapter in order for the game to recognize it. So when I reloaded my save, yeah, I lost the sticker. Okay. Okay. Let me go grab them again. Oh my god. This time I won't load my save. How embarrassing. No. Gotta do this again. Oh, so everything that happened is the curse of the Heike curse, because in that spoiler that they showed us earlier at the start of the game, sort of, all the victims were slashed. It seems like it's people specifically from the island, maybe? Okay, is that all the mockingbirds? I'll bother with the seabed stuff like later in the game. I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay, don't load your save. I'll back here. We'll just click through the dialogue, I guess. Damn it. So you only get checkpoints after you complete the entire chapter. I'll try to do things, or I'll try to go through the dialogue the exact same way I did before. Yeah, I don't think there's like a skip button or anything. Oh, and I never talked to Kiryu, right? People like Yamashina have a tendency to underestimate whenever I meet with them alone. Having someone intimidating like Soto with me, he has to take me more seriously. I'm glad he's here with me today. Yeah, probably because she's just a housewife. And you know, there's misogyny in this era. I'm amazed we were able to get an appointment with him this quickly. Yes, and it's all thanks to Detective Ide. It would seem he's quite a capable fellow. Okay, that's all the dialogue from him. So I didn't miss really much. Here we go. They have, the characters in this game have such like detailed teeth. It's a bit distracting. Such ominous music. If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have finished the chapter before before jumping out. I didn't know. So rude. Okay, there we go. Ooh, 800-year curse. Hey, Colin, welcome in. I hope you're doing well this evening. Welcome, welcome. We're currently investigating a series of murders where people have been turned into fish. The Mermaid's curse, apparently. Okay. At first I was thinking like, is it just shading on her neck? But I think no. I think it might be like some sort of curse, maybe? Now that I look at it. Or maybe birthmark, even. Okay. Now we've caught up to where I was before. My god. Let's save here. And what have we had? And what have we here? Well, this is a poster advertising Kamishima. Something about it catch your eye? No, I was just thinking. Surely it would be better to put it somewhere tourists will actually see it. Ah, good point. Maybe they had some posters left over. Interested in Kamishima, are you? It's a nice place. Great tourist spot too. I recommend it. Oh, with my vision ability, I can see people. Wait. What? They're not here? I swear I saw them here earlier. Oh, strange. Oh no, they're right here. Oh, I think they're coming and going. So they fade in and out. Okay. I'm not crazy. That's just the police box I was waiting at. Something you were wondering about? Oh no. I just happened to find myself looking at it, that's all. Would you rather talk inside? Though there's no air conditioner, so it's probably cooler out here. Ah, it's quite alright. Talking out here should be fine. Wondering about my suit, are you? It's just a cheap old thing. Sorry I don't have anything more presentable. Despite the heat, Soto looks as unruffled as ever. I do hope he isn't just pretending to be alright. Let's hear what Detective Ida has to say. I guess we'll just start from the top. So, did you manage to meet up with Yamashita-san? Yes. Thank you again for your help there. It seems he's willing to hand the body over without any fuss. Really? That's great. So, why would some big shot tycoon go to all that trouble to withhold a body? If everything I've heard is true, you could probably take him in on charges of desecrating a corpse, you know. Or was there something special about that corpse? How observant of you, Detective. I can, of course, explain it if you'd like to know more. Wait a second. Is it related to that secret department of yours? I think I'm better off not knowing if so. Oh, really? I don't mind bringing you into the fold. Ma'am, please stop trying to rope him into helping us. I've never met the guy, but he is quite the cranky old geezer. How'd your meeting go? I'll bet he was pretty wary of you being with the police, but he didn't try to pick a fight or anything, did he? Oh, well, I'm not sure you could say it went smoothly, but I don't think we upset him, at least. Probably. Well, don't sound very sure about that. About the portrait sketch. Alright! That's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. So I got all hands on deck to go around asking about that sketch you gave me. And I finally found someone who recognized the victim. Oh, that's great news. The person who recognized him was a housewife in her 20s who lived in Kumano 7 years ago. Apparently the sketch looks like a 19-year-old she knew who left the village to go to the city. Oh, so 7 years ago, he was 19. Sound of it, the guy had no relatives to speak of. Left the village with nothing but the clothes on his back. She doesn't know what happened to him after that. I see. That would make him a young man with no relatives, who left his hometown 7 years ago. Did you get a name for Mr. Man? Sure did. His name is Ikoma Kipe. Ikoma Kipe. I looked him in the residence registry, and it does look like he moved from Kumano to Ise City 7 years ago. Seems like he doesn't live at the place he put as his address anymore. Oh, that's unfortunate. I checked in with the apartment's landlord. It seemed that about 6 years ago, the landlord had his contract terminated after he failed to pay both his rent and returned to his apartment for several months straight. The landlord didn't put out a search request or anything, so that's where the trail ends, I'm afraid. If he went missing 6 years ago, I suppose it wouldn't surprise me if those are his remains. We'll keep looking into Ikoma to see if he was involved in anything that might have led to his murder. Of course, there is always a possibility we've got the wrong guy, so we'll keep asking around just in case. Please do. So we got an identity for one of the guys. The woman we spoke to said that the sketch was really accurate. No doubt in her mind it was Ikoma. Well, that's accurate. And I'm sure we've got the right person. Still, how did you even make that sketch? There was nothing left of the victim but bones. Well, let's just say it's classified for now. Right. Guess that means I shouldn't pry any further. Oh yeah, I also looked in that lady you were asking about, Somakawa. Oh yes, did you find anything? Well, it seems like she hasn't registered as a resident, even though she's moved here 5 years ago. And nothing came up for Somakawa in the civil registry either. So I'm afraid I don't have anything to go on where she is, who she is, or where she came from. Sorry to disappoint. I see. Is that quite common? Happens. It's not unheard of for folks from the countryside to come here for work and just drift on, with no one really knowing who they are. Apparently it was really common during the post-war growth period. It seems we have quite the mystery woman on our hands. Yep, though there is something I've been worrying about. Oh, let's hear it. We have some info on who she might be. Well, we heard of the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster. It was a big maritime disaster that struck 5 years back. I have, yes. One of the victims of that disaster was an Amadai and housewife from Kamishima by the name of Minakuchi Mare. Seems that her maiden name was Somakawa. So our mystery woman shares a surname with a maritime disaster victim. I'm impressed you managed to dig that up. Yeah, I was already looking at the Kamishima disaster because of the skeletal remains. So it's a happy coincidence, if anything. Oh, so you thought they might be related too? I'm glad it just wasn't me. Anyway, it seems like the bodies of those disaster victims were never found in the end, which got me thinking. Wait, are you saying? Yep. I was thinking Minakuchi Mare could have survived the disaster 5 years ago. You think she then moved to Ichika, started going by her old name of Somikawa again? That's right. What do you think? It seems like a long shot, but maybe. But if that's the case, why would she have stayed in Ichika for 5 whole years, without thinking to contact her family? Maybe she lost her memories in the disaster? Right. She only had her old memories to rely on. It wouldn't be that odd if she went back to using her old name. Surely her appearance would be the same. It is difficult to imagine no one recognizing her for 5 whole years. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's possible she just never ran into anyone else she knew. That kind of thing is more likely than you'd think. Oh, speaking of appearances, I found a picture of Minakuchi Mare from a report on the disaster. I haven't met the Somakawa myself, so could you take a look for me and let me know what you think? Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. What do you think, Soda? If she aged 5 years and grown badly gaunt, I can certainly see how this woman might come to resemble Somakawa-san. My thoughts exactly. I'm not crazy. But is it really her with lost memories? So you agree it's a pretty solid theory. It's certainly worth looking into, yes. But if she really is Minakuchi Mare, there's something else that concerns me. Something else. It's just what I've heard. But it seems like the islanders over on Kamishima think this Minakuchi Mare was the cause of that disaster 5 years ago. What? Why would they think that? No idea. But it seems like it's pretty much taken for granted by most of the folks over there. Even just mentioning her name is a sort of taboo. So I was thinking, it wouldn't be that odd if she felt she couldn't go back home because of that. Surely not. Seems as good a reason as any why she wouldn't want to come forward anyway. If she really is related to the storm 5 years ago, she's a point of interest regardless of her connection to the skeletal remains. Perhaps it's worth looking into that first. Can I leave talking to Somakawa-san to you two then? We'll handle that, yes. Oh, what? Think. So people believe this Minakuchi Mare called forth the curse of the raging waves 5 years ago, do they? I didn't expect the curse of the raging waves to come up here of all places. Wait. That's it! I remember now. The sole survivor of Taishima. His surname was Somikawa. There's something else about Somikawa. Wooden box. Surely that'd be too much of a coincidence. Her father, maybe? Well, that's all I had to report. Thank you, Detective. That was very informative. As for our next move, could we ask you to keep looking into Ikoma Kipe for us? Roger that. We'll see if we can find this Somikawa again, and hear what she has to say. Unfortunately, it looks like our trip to Kamishima will to wait until tomorrow. So it seems. Oh, you had business on Kamishima too? That was actually our original reason for coming here, yes. But now we've gotten caught up in all this other troublesome business, so it looks like dealing with that will have to come first. And here I was hoping to get this over with as soon as possible, so I could get back home to my husband. I see. You sure are devoted to your husband. Oh, very much. Though I do worry as he never eats properly when I'm not around. In any case, please do get in touch if you find anything else of note. Even if it's just something out of the ordinary happening, anything could help. Sure, will do. Though you're kind of making me worried something might actually happen now. I'd certainly prefer if it didn't. Anyway, we're counting on you, Detective. Alright. So to the Toba City coast. We're back here. Why is it saying, like, date on... Oh, bad news, man. It seems like we were a step too late. What do you mean? It seems someone came and took that Somakawa woman out to sea just a few minutes ago. What? According to the witness, a foreign man came to the port with Somakawa-san in tow. They then boarded a motorboat that was moored there and headed out into the bay. It didn't appear to be by force, so we can probably assume they knew each other. Foreign man. Not sure what's going on, but should probably get on a boat and follow just in case. Yes, let's see if... Ugh. Soto, what's wrong? This spiritual force is overwhelming. Oh, my body won't move. What's going on? What the hell? A foreigner? What the fuck is happening? That girl over there. Is she doing this? Looks like a kid. She's got freckles. You can withstand this curse? You really are quite strong, mister. Sorry, but I can't let you go any further. I'll have to ask you to leave. Voihitikos Numa, Guardian Spirit, grant me the wisdom of the numinous. Oh, high guiding spirit, light my path ahead. Seems like they saved us the effort of searching for them. So it seems. Let's see if this girl can tell us what we want to know. What the? What's going on? Stand battle? Who are you? I could ask the same of you. What do you want with Somakawa-san? So you know who Somakawa-san is, do you? Maybe. What's it to you? Ma'am, this girl's spirit sense is extremely potent, but she lacks experience. Seems hesitant to employ curses against people. If I have an opening, I can use my curse of binding to restrain her. Usually it's too risky to use on ordinary people, but that shouldn't apply here. Alright. I certainly wouldn't mind getting some information out of her, so this is as good as an opportunity as any. I'll see if I can get her to lower her guard. If she wavers, I'll signal for you to use a curse of binding. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. On your signal. Use Soto Kiryu's curse of binding to restrain your opponent and let their guard down. Press the use curse button to signal him to use it. You have 3 chances to use the curse. Question. Can we assume the foreign man who took Somakawa-san is a friend of yours then? So what if he is? What are you trying to follow then? Why are you trying to follow then? What do you want with Somakawa-san? I could say the same to you. You just want the relic for yourselves, don't you? What? You know about the relic? Ah, the wooden box must be the relic. If you know about the relic, I'm afraid we can't let you get away. Get away? I'm the one holding you here. Okay. That's all we got. These. Now, there's no need to be so uptight. How about we stop all this and just talk a bit? Not happening. You're just gonna use a curse the moment I drop my focus. She knows. We'd rather not be heavy-handed about this either. Let's calm down and find some other way to resolve this. Sorry, but that won't work on me. I'm at a rebellious age, you see. If you resist anymore, we'll have you taken in for obstruction of public duties. Wait, you're with the police? Despite appearances, yes. Defying us could net you quite the heavy punishment. I see. You must be from Paranormal Affairs. Then I definitely can't do what you say. What? You have quite some nerve standing up to us despite knowing where we're from. Don't think you'll get off lightly for this. Threatening me won't get you anywhere. You can't just arrest me unless it's an emergency, right? Oh. So reach the end of threatening. Okay. Interesting. Compliment. She knows about Paranormal Affairs. Hey son, welcome back. Even knowing we're from Paranormal Affairs, you kept a straight face and hid your ties. I can tell you're both smart and bold. Thanks I guess. Will you give up now? You're also with Paranormal Affairs then? Sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about. I suppose this is the trouble with secret departments. Not even their own members recognize each other. What a bother. Haven't noticed any time to stop her. So we're both from Paranormal Affairs, are we? Let's talk. Perhaps there's some way we can help. I told you I don't know what you're talking about. It's none of your business anyway. We're doomed. You need the relics, so you're unwilling to cooperate with us. Am I correct? If that's what you think, can you give up already? What happens if we give up? Alright, I understand where you're coming from. We won't interfere anymore. Soto, you can stop now. Ma'am? Really? Thanks. Ha! Joke's on you! This is so mean. This is so mean to outwit a child. Oh, you grown-ups and your dirty tricks. You did well to be cautious of us, but I'm afraid this is how grown-ups get things done. Now, will you tell us what you're up to here? Oh, I suppose I've slowed you down enough. You'll never catch up to the boat now. Lakas Asteri, guide my path, and with thy merciful hand uphold me. What? She broke the binding. Bye-bye. What the hell? She's that strong? It's okay. Oh. Ugh. Confound it. Stop right there! Looks like she's giving us a slip. I thought we'd be able to catch her now. Still, I'm gonna have a word with Paranormal Affairs about that girl. I put in a call to Paranormal Affairs about our errant young lady just now. I say, I assume she's indeed affiliated with them? Yes, it seems her name is Cersei Lunarlight. Or is it read in Japanese like Keruke or something? She's an exorcist from England. Oh, damn it, I knew she was British. I should have given her an accent, don't worry. When she comes back, I'll do it. Who's come here on exchange. Part of her spiritual training, as I understand. The Lunarlight family. I see. Oh, are they well known? I've heard of them, yes. They're a distinguished family of exorcists, quite an old one, too. It would certainly explain the strength of her spirit's sense. Right. In any case, it seems she's in the care of paranormal affairs while she's in Japan. Honestly, I do wish they'd tell us these things in advance. What is she doing here in Mie Prefecture? Well, it seems even Paranormal Affairs isn't sure what she's up to. They've been looking for her. From the sound of things, she's been skipping her training assignments to travel around Japan, visiting all sorts of spiritual spots instead. It doesn't seem like they're keeping an eye on her at all. Unfortunately not. They asked me to tell her to return to Tokyo at once when we next see her. I see. More work for us then. Yes, the things we find ourselves caught up in. She seemed to know about Somakawa too. I've got a bad feeling about all this. Shall we try looking for her? I imagine she's still in the area. No, not now. If all that is true, I doubt she'll be looking to cause too much trouble. Besides, I'm sure we'll run into each other again eventually. Well, I think that's enough trouble for one day. Let's call it a day. We'll head for Kamishima first thing tomorrow. Understood. Okay. Alright. Wow. That's the end of Shiranami Sato for now. I think we'll call it here. A good place to stop. Reason because I do have a call out tomorrow. Another reading session. So I don't want to stress my voice too much. But yeah, I'm certainly invested so far. I do really enjoy this duo. And I wonder what the other characters will be like. The other point of views, you know. Oh no, that was Shiki Yumiko, my bad. Yeah, the names are at the bottom of the character. I see. Yeah, next time, we'll head back and see what Minakuchi Yuza is up to. We'll go off the path. Let me find someone ready. Is anyone else I know playing? I hope so. I feel like I don't have many oomphs that are playing this game. Or I've played the original, rather. But I really do like it. And to have more of it is a blessing. Because I didn't think this game would get a sequel at all. Doesn't seem like... Yeah. I'm the only person streaming this game. It did also just come out today. Like only person that I know, rather. Oh, there's actually quite a few people who are also streaming this. I want to try to find someone who isn't farther than me, so I don't get spoiled. Yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. I'll probably be back to stream more of it on Sunday. Or should I play Saturday as well? Maybe not Saturday, since I do have Artsusaku. I'm always so scared of like rating someone I don't know though. Maybe just rate someone I do know. Whoa, this person's design is crazy. Wow. Since Twitch is suggesting that, maybe we'll raid No Name. We haven't raided No Name in quite a bit, I feel like. That'll be it for me, Paranormasight. We'll continue on Sunday, maybe. If I'm even feeling it, maybe we'll play on Saturday, but probably not. I'll probably just take a rest, take care of myself, and you guys should take care of yourselves too. Tomorrow we'll be playing more Silver Case. If you're interested in that, we're starting chapter Comedy Drome with Thunderhawk. They were streaming Romeo. Did they stream today? Oh yeah, I think they did stream today. Yeah. Maybe they're even live right now. I'm not quite sure, but that'll be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, enjoyed the reading, and as we slowly unraveled the mystery of the curse of the mermaid. I honestly never expected Paranormasight to have a sequel, considering how Square Enix tends to like treat their IPs that aren't Final Fantasy. But I'm very happy, and I'm happy to be back. If I don't see you guys tomorrow, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Take care, rest well. See you guys next time. Cow night, everybody. Please consider subscribing. No, Lou, I'm ending. It's okay. Thank you so much for the raid.